Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
4 law enforcement agencies called to one investigation scene and yet no answers. Join me in the WRAL Live Center for a reveal of what we do know this morning.
And some thunderstorms this morning in the Triangle. Rain lifting northward now, but I'll show you when another line of storms comes through late today.
Crash investigation. New developments in the search for a cause of the D.C. mid-air collision. The work crews will be doing this morning as the search for answers moves forward.
And the Battle of the Blues is almost here. The excitement that's growing on Tobacco Road as college basketball's biggest rivalry ignites this weekend. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock on this Friday, and we know every year with the Battle of the Blues, it doesn't matter how the season is going for either of those teams. When they get on the court, it's going to be magical. And my money is on the team that's going to win. Good morning. I'm Renee Chu.
Hi, Jeff. Yeah, hey, just let people know who you're siding with.
That's who I'm going with.
The favorite, number 2 ranked Duke, right?
I know. UNC's struggling a bit. But.
You know how it happens in this rivalry with the heavy favorites. We're wait and see. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRS Severe Weather Center. We're favoriting the forecast moving forward, but not this morning. It's wet out there.
Yeah, see, that's what my job is like. I got to figure it out all ahead of time. It's a challenge sometimes, for sure. This one's not too difficult of a forecast. We had a few scattered storms this morning in the Triangle. That's all lifting northward now. We still have some lingering rain that is up near the Virginia line, but that should move out completely out of our viewing area by about 7 or 8 o'clock this morning. Then it will be warm and windy, a little bit of sunshine, and then this evening we'll have another line of thunderstorms that comes through. Look at this. This is tonight from 8 o'clock till around 3 o'clock is when we're going to see this line of thunderstorms, and that's tonight. 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. is when that moves on through. Here's a live look at Durham. The streets are still wet from some of the showers and storms that rolled through an hour or two ago. 52 is our temperature right now, and it is going to be a very warm afternoon. Highs will be in the mid-70s. Winds will be gusting up to 30-40 miles per hour. I'll show you when they'll be strongest coming up. Ken?
At 6:02, Elizabeth, happening now. We're going to keep it outside, give you a live look at I-40 and Wade Avenue. You can see traffic definitely picking up quite a bit, but delay-free in both directions. As we widen the view, we have a couple of incidents to report just in the last 5 minutes. I'll check on that and let you know if either of these incidents will affect your morning commute. Traffic is constantly changing. You get in the car. We want you to get in the habit of tuning us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3. You can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle.
This morning, crews will be back in the Potomac River looking for the remaining bodies of victims from Wednesday night's crash near Reagan Airport. This is a live look at Reagan Airport. In total, 67 people died in that crash. Here's what's happening today. 14 bodies have not yet been recovered. Crews will also begin the effort today of salvaging the American Airlines jet and U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter. The National Transportation Safety Board hopes to have a preliminary report ready within 30 days. And new this morning, we are seeing the black boxes recovered from both the jet and the helicopter. The flight recorders are now being evaluated at NTSB labs.
Also today, American Airlines will resume flights from Wichita to Reagan National Airport. The airline passengers across the country have renewed concerns about safety in some instances. And WRAL's Destiny Patterson joins us live from RDU. And those flights to and from Reagan from RDU, Destiny, have also returned.
That's right, and I have talked to several travelers this morning. All of them tell me that they trust the systems in place and they feel confident getting on their planes today. I want you to take a look. You can see the TSA lines look pretty smooth here this morning. Again, we're more than 24 hours after that plane crash, and the American Airlines flight from Wichita to D.C. expected to resume today. The airline confirmed that to CNN. One traveler tells me that she just doesn't want to live in fear.
I feel like it's one of those things that nobody ever thinks it's going to happen to them until something happens to them. But I don't want to live life in fear kind of thing. I also need to get home. Yeah, so you have to do what you have to do, I guess.
So I want you to take a look here. This is the American Airlines flight status website. I've continuously been checking in on that flight from Wichita to Washington, D.C. Currently, you can see it says flight status not available. But again, the airline confirmed to CNN that they would be resuming that flight today. So we're going to continue to check in with them. We're going to continue to talk to travelers, and we'll bring you what we learn. Destiny Patterson, WRAL News, live at RDU.
The American Airlines crew on the flight that crashed was based in North Carolina. And here's a look at the captain, pilot, and 2 flight attendants who lost their lives. Flight attendant Ian Epstein was beloved by many passengers who have been sharing his great sense of humor through pictures and videos. And that includes this video of him singing to passengers last year.
We hope you enjoyed our hospitality. Marry one of us and you'll always fly for free. Bye, everybody. Stay safe. Thanks for flying with us. And we'll see you again soon on American Airlines.
Lori Margiando shared this photo of Epstein when he worked on a flight she and her husband took 2 years ago. You can see how he was so natural at connecting with people. She says his smile and positivity were infectious.
You just knew he was loving his job. You couldn't even tell he was working. He was just really made people very relaxed.
And you remember those people. Pilot Jonathan Campos once instructed at Epic Flight Academy. They wrote, he was a skilled and dedicated pilot with an undeniable passion for flying. And Captain Sam Lilly's dad shared these photos with us. In a Facebook post, he shared that Sam was getting married in the fall. And flight attendant Denasia Elder was from Charlotte. Friends tell us she leaves behind a husband and 2 children.
Also, Renee, at least one of the passengers on the flight was from Charlotte as well. Friends of Wendy Schaefer shared this photo of her on a GoFundMe account. The page confirms she leaves behind her husband and 2 sons, ages 3 and 1. We'll stay on top of all the new developments in this investigation throughout the day on TV and online. Download the WRAL News app to get those push alerts sent straight to your phone. And for any other interviews and video you may have missed, you can check out our YouTube page at WRAL5.
Your time is 6:07 this morning here in the WRAL Live Center. Still trying to get more information regarding investigators looking into this vehicle right here that is in Wendell. Specifically, this is on Liberty Star Road. It's not quite clear just yet what's going on here, but we do know there are at least 4 different law enforcement agencies that responded. And what you're seeing here right now is a live look, courtesy of our photojournalist, Michael Joyner. You'll see there are a few officers that are out there on the scene still investigating. What we do know so far is that at least 1 vehicle was towed away within the past 10 minutes. And there were 2 investigators that were inside of a forensic unit vehicle from Wake County Sheriff's Office. So we'll keep watching that very carefully because we're still not quite sure what's actually going on. We're slated to get a press release soon. But just a little reminder, one of the things that I should mention is that with this story, we actually had a tip come in from Deborah Morgan with WRAL. And it's just a reminder that you, of course, can send in tips anytime you see something simply by going to WRAL.com/report it. And you can help us with the news gathering process.
Just before 3 this morning, a person was hit by a car on Western Boulevard in Raleigh. So this happened near the intersection with Kent Road. You're looking at video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. We know a man was hit and taken to the hospital. No charges are expected. We are working to learn more about what led to the crash.
Cary police are looking for 2 people who they say robbed a gas station. Investigators say 2 armed people robbed a Handy Hugo's yesterday. They stole cash, snacks, and cigarettes before firing a shot into a display case. No one was hurt. 2 other people are hurt after a vehicle overturned in Garner. This happened last night on Vandora Springs Road. We're working to learn how badly those people were hurt.
The biggest rivalry in college basketball returns to the Triangle this weekend. UNC and Duke will tip off in the Battle of the Blues. WRAL's Brett Neese joins us live from Durham outside Cameron Indoor. And Brett, I like how you are not picking a shade of blue there, wearing a very neutral color today.
Look, State beat Duke a couple of times last year, so I may be repping State right now. But, hey, Duke-UNC, that's the big matchup we're talking about. And a little bit of light rain right now, not putting a damper on the Blue Devils' spirits. They are out for revenge this weekend. Take a look. This is video of K-Ville. Of course, named after former head coach Mike Krzyzewski. This is the spot where hundreds of students are camping out all week in tents as they lead up to this first Battle of the Blues matchup. This is the only way these undergrad students are allowed inside Cameron Indoor. It's a tight fit with the Cameron Crazies, but these undergrads, they are wanting to be a part of this matchup because Duke is in a good position to get that revenge. They are the #2 team in the country. They're undefeated in ACC play. And the Tar Heels down the road are not looking as good. 13-9 on the season at this point. It's going to be a great matchup. It'll be a sold-out crowd once again inside Cameron Indoor, and we will have you all covered here on WRAL with this first edition of the Battle of the Blues. We'll see who comes out on top. At Duke University, Brett Neese, WRAL News.
WRAL has you covered all up and down Tobacco Road before and after the game. Look for live reports from Durham and Chapel Hill beginning on our 6 o'clock news tomorrow night. And tune in to WRAL News Plus as soon as the game ends for live reports from our crews. You can find WRAL News Plus on Channel 34 over the air, Spectrum 1257, or the WRAL app.
10 after 6 on your Friday. Pressure on the price tags. President Trump plans to impose tariffs on Mexico and Canada starting tomorrow. How that could affect what you pay at checkout.
And first responders are hard at work recovering more bodies after 67 people died in the D.C. plane crash. The focus on their mental health this morning. And Elizabeth Gardner tracking a warm one for today.
Yeah, temperatures are going to climb into the mid-70s, near record highs. We have some showers in our northern counties. We'll get a break midday. I'll show you when the thunderstorms return.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14. We still have some lingering rain in our northern counties, but that is pulling away by around 8 o'clock or so. That should be over. The big feature today is going to be warm, windy conditions, but then we'll have a cold front that comes through this evening with a line of thunderstorms. This is a look at when that should start. Between 7 and 9 o'clock, we'll start to see that moving through. It'll be with us up until around 3 or 4 a.m. tomorrow. But once it moves out, the rest of the weekend looks like it will be nice. We'll go over that timeline on Futurecast coming up. Look around the viewing area right now. Wilson, not really seeing the whirligig spinning very fast now, but later this afternoon, winds will gust 30 to 40 miles per hour. It's a little wet here in Durham, where we had some showers this morning, but dry in Fayetteville, where it is 47 degrees. Of course, we have the tower lit in green for the wet conditions. Ken?
Crews recovered the body of a man in a Durham pond as authorities searched for a person who ran into that water. Now, police say they tried to stop a stolen vehicle Wednesday morning in the area of Rowena Avenue. Police said the suspect stopped the vehicle, got out, and ran into that pond. Authorities have not confirmed whether the body they found is that of the suspect.
Tomorrow, President Donald Trump plans to impose a 25% tariff on imports from Canada and Mexico. That could change the prices you see at the grocery store. Canada and Mexico are some of the country's biggest trade partners, and that means the tariffs could affect prices of all sorts of items. President Trump's pick for Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick says that won't happen. Economists say tariffs can help domestic producers by pressuring American companies to buy from them.
First responders have set up a command post along the Potomac River near Reagan National Airport, desperately searching for answers this morning. And WRAL's Michelle McConaughey is here now with why family members say they need that support now.
Yeah, they really do, Jeff. A massive investigation underway after 67 people died when an Army helicopter collided with an American Airlines flight. And it's an all-hands-on-deck effort from multiple units. Video from early Thursday morning shows first responders salute the remains of a crash victim. There were 60 passengers and 4 crew members on the American Airlines plane and 3 soldiers on board the helicopter. An American flag was placed over a victim before the remains were carried from a van to an ambulance. And family members of first responders say incidents like this can really take a toll on their mental health.
My nephew is a first responder. I also have a nephew in the Navy, and so, they are enduring this. Mental health is real, and so it's going to be an aftermath after this for the families, spirits that's been lost. So we have to stick together.
And investigators have recovered 2 flight data recorders, black boxes from the American Airlines jet. And while a preliminary report by the FAA indicated that air traffic control staffing was not normal at the time of the crash, the cause of the collision is unclear. The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating.
Michelle, thanks. Firefighters are making progress on wildfires in western North Carolina. 3 wildfires are burning in McDowell County. The biggest is the Crooked Creek Fire. It has burned nearly 250 acres and is 55% contained. Winds decreased and the humidity has increased, helping firefighters make progress. 1 home has been damaged.
Events will be happening this weekend in the Triangle featuring 2 major food groups, donuts and ice cream, right?
Sounds good.
Don't they count?
Let's start off with breakfast, the most important meal of the day, right? Tomorrow is ice cream for breakfast day. We have a list on WRAL's family section featuring places to go. 2 Roosters, which has locations in Raleigh, Durham, and Wake Forest, will have Bowberry biscuit sundaes and cereal-flavored ice cream.
The North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences is hosting its annual Astronomy Days event. This is great, family-friendly fun. It's free as well. There'll be scientists, hands-on activities, and much more. The event is tomorrow and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, we mentioned donuts. You could always enjoy some donuts, maybe a dozen, while you're, running down the street for the Krispy Kreme Challenge. Runners will start at 8 a.m. tomorrow at NC State's Memorial Bell Tower. They will run 2.5 miles to the Krispy Kreme on P Street, eat a dozen donuts, and then run back. For a full list of events to enjoy this weekend, head to WRAL.com and search keyword out and about. Sounds like a grand old time. Worst idea ever. No.
Everybody,
Jeff Hogan
I think everybody should try it once.
Okay.
Everybody should try it once.
And he did.
I tried it once.
Several years ago.
Yeah, I tried
and
it once.
how did that go?
It was fantastic. I kept everything down.
Mission accomplished.
You can't say that for everybody, as I experienced. And I don't think I ate a donut for a year after that.
Yeah, you were good. Yeah. Elizabeth, that's a challenge.
It's a challenge that I don't want any part of. I enjoy a run, but no donuts involved, please. Thank you very much. All right, Fayetteville has been dry this morning. We've seen a warm front lifting through our northern counties, and it's brought some showers in a few places. It's a little damp here in Apex, and you can see that in Chapel Hill. Even down Fayetteville Street right now, you can see some lingering showers. That rain is all lifting northward. Still a little bit of patchy rain near the Virginia line, but by the time we get to 8 o'clock, that should move completely out of our viewing area. What we'll see for most of the day, mainly cloudy skies, windy and warm conditions, but we won't be done with the rain until the cold front moves through this evening. So lifting out of Roxborough and Henderson now, a little bit of rain in Roanoke Rapids and still plenty of showers there in Mecklenburg County, Virginia. Here's our cold front moving through Nashville and parts of Mississippi, Alabama. That will swing through late this evening. It'll be well past sunset before we see that across our area. See that warm front lifting past New York? That's going to put us in a very warm air mass for the day today. Once the cold front comes through, we will be cooler for the weekend. But if you want to get out and chase some donuts, it will be dry tomorrow morning. Here's Futurecast. Watching that rain lifting northward now. We'll see a few breaks in the clouds later this afternoon, and it will be really warm and windy. By 5 o'clock, a few showers to our west, but it's going to be more like 7 or 8 o'clock before we begin to see a lot of that rain moving through. Expect that rain for maybe 3 or 4 hours, and then it's out of here by around 3 or 4 in the morning. Skies will clear quickly, and it will be much cooler. How much rain? Likely to see 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch for most of us. So it will be a fairly nice soaker, but it won't affect your weekend plans. Saturday and Sunday, green light to get outside. Sunny and mild Saturday in the mid-60s, and then Sunday will be cooler in the mid-50s. You can see 55 there for Groundhog Day. Now, it looks like it'll be partly cloudy for Groundhog Day, which typically means, more winter. But look at this. There's no winter in our 7-day forecast. 70 Monday, 73 degrees on Tuesday. It just keeps on coming, Ken, if you like those warm temperatures.
Of spring.
It's a good one.
Love it. All right, Elizabeth, thanks. Hey, we got a couple of things that we want to bring your attention to this morning. As I promised just a few minutes ago, there's a crash on Capitol Boulevard in the westbound lane near Trawick Road. We're not seeing any delays in the area, but just watch for some police activity. Down in the Garner area, just a disabled vehicle there on Highway 70, the westbound lane near Timber Drive. But really and truly, no incidents to report on any of our major roadways this morning, which is really good news if you're about to head out. And we want you to get in the habit. You're getting in the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3. You can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle.
Thanks, Ken. Sharing airspace. Helicopters and airplanes routinely cross paths at airports around the country, and we hear from a local pilot about the often busy scene at RDU.
And an American hostage with North Carolina ties is coming home. Keith Siegel is expected to be released by Hamas tomorrow, the long-awaited return of the Chapel Hill native.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug and Home.
Stars are on stage in Los Angeles to raise money for wildfire relief.
Ken Smith here now with What's Trending. Ken.
Yeah, Renee and Jeff, we're talking some big names taking part in the Fire Aid concert, including No Doubt.
Los Angeles!
How cool is that? Other performers included Lady Gaga, Rod Stewart, Billie Eilish, and Green Day.
Wow, such an incredible music lineup. And the other big surprise tonight, so No Doubt reunion, but then also Dave Grohl reuniting with members of Nirvana. So that was quite a treat, but really remarkable how quickly they pulled this off with all these A-listers wanting to do something for the folks suffering from the wildfires.
You needed two venues to do it. Gwen Stefani doesn't change, huh?
I know, she's looking the same for 20 years.
Yeah.
Listen, Will Smith is trending this morning, but for his music, for the first time in 20 years, he is releasing a new album. Based on the true story, is expected to come out in March. He already premiered a new music video for the song Beautiful Scars, featuring Big Sean.
Big Sean and Will Smith, 20 years apart in age, been through a lot, both of them, but this is marking. You know, you get knocked down, you get back up again. Those are the beautiful scars.
They're giving off the Matrix vibe in that video. Totally. Nearly 400 sea turtles that were called. Oh, I see what you did there, Jeff. Were re-released back into the ocean in Florida this week. The turtles were released in batches, and the entire process took about an hour and a half.
Of course, we had some scattered thunderstorms around the Triangle early this morning. All that rain is lifting out of here, but we do have more storms in our forecast for later this evening. I'll show you what the timeline is coming up.
Also, a flight crew remembered. Friends and family share their memories of the Charlotte-based team that died in the D.C. crash.
And flights are back to normal at airports, including RDU, where you're looking live right now. We talk with passengers about how they are feeling as they step back onto a plane.